Alright guys, hope you're doing well. So, in this video I'm going to do something a little bit different. What I'm going to do is we're going to talk about some MB news, mineral balancing news, some Htma news. I don't know whether that's a good name actually, to be fair. I think it's a little bit boring. So if you do think of a good name to call this sort of segment, you know, talking about news in terms of Htma and mineral balancing, then give me a shout, put it in the comments section. And maybe I'll use it. But yeah, I mean, I used to listen to a YouTube channel, and they did a similar thing every single day about news, and I always look forward to it. And I think there's that much stuff going off in mineral balancing that I think there's a space for me to do some news-related videos more often. And it helps a lot because sometimes you're trying to come up with a topic and stuff for a video, but with news, you know, you can sort of accumulate news throughout the day and talk about it, which I think is quite a good way of you know, keeping everyone informed, basically. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is modified citrus pectin. So this is something that I have started to stock on our UK store. So if you've not seen it, it's life.net/Europe. So basically, I want this shop to grow into like a one-stop Htma shop. So you know, we've got things like the Hawaiian jade bamboo salt, you know, coffee enema kits, heavy metal P tests. We do sell infrared saunas. We've got the infrared sauna bulbs. So we've got TMG. So yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff on there, and hopefully at some point you'll be able to get everything that you need from this particular shop when it comes to hair analysis. But yeah, I did a podcast not long back with a old client of mine turned practitioner called Kyle Pesh. I think it's spelled Peshier, pronounced Peshier. But go and check it out. It's a very good podcast. Got a lot of feedback from it, and we was talking about how mineral balancing. There's a desperate need for mineral balancing binders because healing reactions are not nice. They're not pleasant, you know. And I've always thought that there needs to be a binder, and there never was one, you know, really given on the program, especially the people that sort of learnt Dr. Wilson's way, because the argument was that, you know, some binders will remove healthy metals from the body and, you know, healthy minerals from the body, which is obviously not ideal. Some of them have got toxic metals in them, like aluminum. So that was the idea behind it. But at the end of the day, the healing reactions were pretty bad, even with all of the advice that we used to give around that. So Kyle Pesh has done a lot of work and a lot of research into this, and I really think that he's come across, you know, modified citrus pectin, and he really thinks it's a powerful binder to use on the program. I know that he uses Pectisol, but yeah, the supply that I have for sort of you know, various health products had this one, so this is the one that I'll be selling. And yeah, I'll be selling this and offering it to clients who are going through healing reactions. Some practitioners I know take binders indefinitely. I don't have enough experience with that to do that yet, but I do have a lot of experience with healing reactions, and I can tell you now they are not very pleasant. So if we can have a binder that's a really good binder, that's going to be great. I'm also going to be integrating Zeocharge as well. I know some people are a little bit hesitant with taking modified citrus pectin. So you know, with things like SIBO and stuff, so we'll be handing out, you know, Zeocharge as well, which is also super powerful. So that's something I wanted to talk about. So the next thing is, yeah, I came across this video the other day, and it just like hit me really hard. You'll understand the reasons why. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my microphone and turn the music on. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to show you this video is it hit me quite hard, and it made me realise that a lot of people, you know, subconsciously on one level, they do try and play God. They do try to fix the world, and I think it's important sometimes just to realise that you are a human. You can't fix all of the world's problems, and that's very easy to do these days. It's very easy to think that you can do that these days with you know, just the way that work is promoted so much. And you know, if that's, you know, the Elon Musks of the world, or you know, whatever they do, change worlds. But I think the thing that I really want, that really hit me from this video, is that, you know, you've got your own little universe. I mean, it even says it here: every soul is floating in their own universe. You've got your own little universe that's really, really important. I'm not saying work and service is not important as well, but one thing I've learned over the past few years, especially once I healed myself and I started moving into this whole idea of happiness, is the importance of balance in many areas of your life. And if you're working too much or working too hard, you will still, you know, you will end up getting burnt out again. You will end up experiencing small business burnout, and you know, just highlighting the fact that balance is so important, you know, and having that time with your family, you know, having that time with your kids. You know, I've got a 1.5-year-old now. You know, I always remember a quote thinking, you know, you're not going to be lying on your deathbed thinking, you know, I wish I'd have stayed an hour or 2 hours in the office on that particular day. And it's really true. And this video just sort of highlights that. Look at this little person just living in their own little universe. Everyone else is around them. And it's so easy for you to think that you can change the world. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying, you know, put things in perspective sometimes. You know, you have got two sort of worlds, I suppose. 3 worlds. You've got your inner world that you need to fill up and top up. You've got your immediate outer world, which is your friends and your family and your peers. And then you do have this expanded world outside of yourself, which is, you know, humanity. But sometimes we get that back to front, you know, especially when you start building businesses and stuff. So I just wanted to highlight that. It was a really powerful video. So the next video I want to show you is from Aaron. You know, Aaron's one of my business partners. We work together. This is an interesting video, so I'm going to mute my mic.
To Valence supplements, you know, there's nothing wrong with opening up the capsule. It's like, if you have a practitioner that discourages you from opening the capsule, then my honest opinion is that you need to look for a second opinion. You know, don't let practitioners dictate how you go about an HTMA program. Just because they don't see benefits from taking a certain dosage, or, you know, doesn't mean that you're not going to experience benefit at that dosage. You can't let a practitioner dictate their experience onto your program. You know, a very good practitioner tries to work with the dosage to the extent that, hey, if you have to open up the capsule, then that's what you do. For example, when we put children on the program, they're opening up the capsule.
Yeah, so the main thing that Aaron's obviously highlighting here is the fact that, you know, it's so important really to understand your own body and, you know, figure out what you need in terms of your own dosages. You can create automated supplement reports. That's what we do, you know, over at hairanalysis.report. I mean, you can go over to hairanalysis.report right now, and you know, you can go and generate yourself a supplement report, and it'll spit out an automated report. But you know, does that mean that's going to work necessarily 100% for you? No, it doesn't. The thing the most important thing to appreciate is that you are the person that's actually living inside your own body, so you have to feel into things. And you know, if your practitioner's saying don't reduce your supplements, or this supplements, you know, just keep doing it for whatever reason, you know, question it a little bit, I think is what, you know, what Aaron's trying to say. in the fact that it might not be working for you. You know, I had a problem with Megapan. You know, I was on like 222 Megapan. I felt like I was jumping out of my skin. You know, I couldn't sleep properly. You know, and I thought, I was getting told, oh, it's a healing reaction. It's a healing reaction. Don't worry about it. You know, my practitioner at the time, they didn't know any better. They didn't know any better at the time. It was a healing reaction. Dr. Toolson said the same thing. It turns out it wasn't a healing reaction. You know, it turns out, the highly likelihood that I was accumulating B6, inactive B6. I was accumulated in my liver because I had really severe sort of liver damage, and that's what was causing the problems. So, yeah, just work with supplements and like get to know each one of them. You know, I work with supplements a lot differently now. I've actually written an article on it. I think that I'm probably going to release soon. I'm definitely going to release it onto the supplement section on our application, because I think it's a really, really important article, and everyone I've sent it to, I've actually been, you know, praised it. I think I've actually posted it on one of the previous videos somewhere. And but yeah, my body's quite responsive now to supplements. You know, I've been in sort of like mild fast oxidation, healthy, you know, elevated NAK ratio for quite a long time. Sometimes I'll feel my NAK ratio drop. Does that mean I'm going to go on to Limcomin or NAK up for the next 1 month, 2 months? No, my body is quite responsive. So honestly, it only takes me maybe a couple of NAK ups, a couple of Limcomins, and I can feel my ratio go back up. It's that quick. For some people, it's chronic. You know, I had a low NAK ratio chronically for like 3, 4, maybe even 5 years on and off, and you know, I had to take Limcomin constantly, you know, to improve that ratio. So yeah, that's basically what he's saying there. Is like, you know, really, it's kind of, you know, you're the individual that is living in your own body, and you're the one that needs to feel into each supplement, and you know, whether it's basically, you know, working for you or not. Alright, another cool thing that's come out at the moment, we've got some t-shirts. We've talked about t-shirts for years, to be honest with you, and one t-shirt that I always had in my head was, you know, the I Heart New York sign, and I always thought it'd be funny to get that in I Heart Coffee Enemas. But yeah, Aaron's done a few t-shirts. It's at www.bonfire.com/store. So if you go on there, there's a few, you know, bits of merchandise, or a bit, you know, few t-shirts and stuff to spread the mineral balancing message. We've got a little super baby one there. This is one that I said, tea is for mugs, coffee is for butts. I think that's quite funny. We've got the coffee enema one. Part of my mood swings, blame it on mineral balancing. That one's quite relevant at the moment. So yeah, if you are interested, head over to bonfire.com/store. Hopefully we're going to be able to integrate all of this into one website soon. So I am actually building the Valens Nutraceuticals website at the moment. So we're wanting to get everything in one system. So hopefully we can actually integrate, you know, this sort of merchandise system as well. But yeah, if you are interested in something like that, go and check it out, and yeah, give me any feedback. Alright, so I didn't want to actually end on a negative note, but you know, I'm going to, unfortunately, because this is a problem that I think it's come up for several times, and it's something that really frustrates me. We had a good conversation on this Facebook group the other day. About a step-up pattern. Talking about a step-up pattern, someone was talking about what, you know, I think the father or a family member had a stroke or something like that, and they was basically saying, you know, is there any hair analysis patterns that can cause this? And a lot of individuals was saying a step-up pattern was one of them, and one particular individual, you know, who's quite well known in the space, commented about the step-up pattern. And curiously, you know, I wanted to know, oh, does this person use the oxidation, the Dr. Watts' oxidation rate calculations? Because, you know, we all know that a step-up pattern is always a fast oxidizer. But if you are using the Dr. Watts' oxidation rate calculations, although it's rare, you can actually get a fast step-up pattern in a slow oxidizer ratio, and it's a slow oxidizer pattern. So I commented on that, and you know, just said, you know, do you Are you aware that some practitioners sort of merge the two? And obviously, if you give someone a slow oxidation program in a step-up pattern, it can be quite dangerous. You know, if you think about it, a step-up pattern, a person's really driving themselves into the ground usually. You know, the calcium's extremely low, their oxidation rate's extremely fast. If you put an individual on a slow oxidation program and drive their oxidation rate up even more, that can really cause a heart attack or a stroke. So I was genuinely curious about it. Sort of presented that, got a comment, a reply, and then I replied. Actually, the reply went off on a bit of a tangent, talking about something else, talking about like pseudo inversions and stuff. So I had a reply about pseudo inversions and talking about you know, a few other variations and whatnot. Anyway, the whole thing got deleted. You know, and that really just annoyed me, because I thought the hair analysis space and the mineral balancing space, it does have disconnections, and that's fine. But surely we can be mature about it, chat about it. I mean, I was genuinely curious. I mean, for me, when I'm asking these questions, I come at it from a perspective of, is there something I'm missing? Do you know what I mean? Is there something I can learn from this? And yeah, just getting it banned, getting it deleted, just annoying. You know, it's happened a couple of times, to be honest. It happened in the Jason Hommel group. You know, and if anyone read what I was putting in there, I was coming at it from a very, very mature professional perspective, because I was honestly thinking, Jesus, have we missed a massive thing here that no one, you know, no one's been able to see. You know, and you know, ironically, the individuals that set up this group, you know, they originally set it up because they sort of got banned and got annoyed about another group, you know, silencing another group. So I heard. Yeah, that's quite ironic, but that's, you know, I don't want to go into that. That's not the point of the topic I'm trying to get into. The point I'm trying to make is that if you get, you know, as long as if someone's asking you a genuine question about hair analysis or mineral balancing, and you can't answer it for whatever reason, don't silence them. You know, you just have some humility to just answer the question, or just say you don't know, or send them a private message or something, instead of just silencing them. Like, you know, it's not helping things at all. So anyway, that was a bit of news. I actually managed to save the whole thread, to be honest, so so that's interesting. So I might actually go over that in detail, because there were some really interesting points on there, and points that I think everyone needs to be aware of and needs to speak about in an open manner. Alright, so that's everything. Thanks for watching. Like I say, if you do have a name for this new chat, for this new Mbnews format, then put it in the comment section. I think that'd be pretty cool, and we can maybe get some live chats going at the end, and this, that, and the other. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Ciao.